Hey everyone, my name is Brianne Coolidge. I am a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus, and I just sat down today to do a little bit of work, and I was helping some people kind of walk through a couple of things and telling them a little bit about my story and some of the excuses that I've had to overcome, and I just felt really compelled to make this video. So it's kind of like, in my mind, you know when you get a new car or a new purse or new something, and it's not something that you've ever really seen before, and then you buy it and all of a sudden it's everywhere, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. That's what this has been like for me. It's because your eyes are open to it. It's because you're finally looking at that specific thing, and that's what these excuses have been for me. In the last couple of months, I've started counseling. I'm really, really big on it. And I've also started with an amazing, amazing life coach. I've started to invest in some of those roadblocks that I've had to see why I'm not where I want to be, right? We all have these things. We all have these scripts that we tell ourselves, these things that we feed ourselves over and over again with our stories. That can be something that's super positive with affirmations, and sometimes without knowing it, it's something that we also tell ourselves because it's just something that we've lived. It's an excuse that maybe we've had buried for a long time, and we don't even realize how much of an impact it's making on our lives. And there's two pretty specific ones for me that have been playing over and over again for me on my Plexus journey in the last 3 years. And I know from talking to a lot of people that this is something that they've struggled with as well. And so I just wanted to kind of talk through them a little bit in hopes that maybe it can help some of you as well. And those two excuses that I've had, two of them, because there have been more, but these are two of the big ones, are that I'm from a super small town and my direct sponsor isn't really active with the business, and so I don't know how to do this. Anybody saying amen? Because that's something that I have struggled with. And I've struggled even making a video about it because I never want it to come across like what was me or offensive to anyone that lives in my small town or that doesn't have a sponsor that wants the exact same things for them. And since I've been able to flip my script, since I've been able to try to actively change that story, I see it as an absolute blessing now. But it's taken some time to get there. So, small town. I grew up in a town where I went to elementary school, high school. There are no stoplights. And so when I first started Plexus, I was an extreme skeptic to the products, and the products started working a little bit and started changing things for me. I thought, oh, okay, well, I know my mom needs these products. I know 2 other people right off the top of my head that need these products. And so I'm just gonna share with them. I did not know how the business worked. I did not know how to sign people up. I did not know what I was doing, but I had them join us wholesale because that's how I had just signed up and I didn't know what else to do. And so I went silver in the business without thinking that I was ever going to work the business. I say that because I want everybody to know that it's possible. Don't overthink this. And if you're helping other people with this, don't have them overthink this. Don't think that you have to go mad with posting and messaging and all of those things. I want you to do that if you're ready to grow the business because that's going to help you. But keep this simple. Keep it personable. Keep it so you know that you're reaching out to people, right? And so I did that. I ended up going silver, and I had one of my second sponsor in Plexus, my second upline, sent me a message, and she said, hey, you just went silver. Like, you could do this business. And I thought, first of all, no, don't message me about this. I'm not going to do it. I don't want the business. I'm not a salesperson. Excuse number 5,362, right? I'm not going to sell products to people, and I will never be one of those people posting about Plexus on Facebook. Well, that's a whole other video, never say never, and we're not salespeople, we're shares people, and that's exactly what I was doing. But when I first started thinking about really going with the business, I remember looking at the comp plan and I remember thinking, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm glad that other people can do this, but I don't think that I can do this because I don't have the social network. I don't have a huge social media outlet. shared with my team a couple of months ago. I found something popped up in my Facebook feed in my memories, and I had shared my wedding album on Facebook, and I had one comment, guys, and it was my mom. Like, I didn't have a huge social media network. I didn't have the big town, and so I didn't think that I could make it in the business. I couldn't be widely, hugely successful like so many other people. I couldn't hit that jewel status because I did not have those things. Limiting belief. If that is you, I want to speak right to your heart, because you do not need a big town to make this work. And what I was doing was I was keeping myself safe. I was using that as an excuse without even meaning to use it as an excuse to stay small, to stay trapped, to not reach for my goals because it can't happen for me. I'm from a super small town. You don't need a huge town. I'm thinking of quite a few diamonds right now in this company that came from towns smaller than I came from. And what I want you to realize is that because other people can, they're amazing and everybody is special, but they're not more special than you. If you want this, your town size has nothing to do with it. God placed you in that town for a reason. There's things that people in small towns need more than people in big towns, and it is an absolute blessing that you have found an opportunity that can help so many people escape what I call, and so many people call, a small town mentality. We don't dream bigger sometimes than our town size because we don't think that there's something else more out there, that we can't do more than what's right in front of us. So for myself, I live on a dairy farm with my husband and our 3 kids, and I started thinking this was it. And there wasn't anything wrong with that necessarily, but I started dreaming bigger. I started thinking, what if I could impact more people than just right here? What if I could impact these immediate people, but then that could have a ripple effect in so many other areas? What if this small town mama of 3 that's busy with them, that coaches their sports, that walked away from a teaching job because of our health and had people kind of coming at me like, oh yeah, like you couldn't make it, you couldn't do it, you couldn't, there's all of these limiting beliefs that everybody's placing on us. What if I could dream really big? And I could dream while I'm present with my kids in a small town, and I could be meeting people from all over the country. And just because I don't know them personally does not mean that I don't know somebody that knows someone else, that knows someone else. And once you start flipping that script, that this is the beauty of this business, is that you can do it from anywhere. You just have to take ownership in that. You just have to start reaching out to those people and sharing the blessing of what this is. The other mamas in that small town or that big town or that medium-sized town can be present with their kids, and dads that don't have to go and get a second job, don't have to be gone all of the time. That's what this blessing is. And it does not matter what the size of your town is. It matters what the size of your dream is. How much are you willing to work for it? And the beauty of Plexus is that you get to decide. This small town has been a huge blessing. I've seen so many people rally behind our Plexus team, seen so many people come out and want more. And that's not a hindrance. That's a huge blessing when you decide to look at it like that. So if that's one of your limiting beliefs, I want you to really challenge yourself to start thinking about that. What does that look like for you to dream big? What does that look like for you to have some people in your small town, when you're walking down that sidewalk in town, see you for more? See your hopes, see your dreams, see you going for something, and realize that you're worth it. And realize that they're worth it too. So that was one of the the limiting beliefs that I had. The other limiting belief that I had was because of my town size, because of where we were at, not a ton of people were doing Plexus. So when I started, my upline was sharing, and then my second upline was sharing, and then I believe there's 3 or 4 people in between them, and then my diamond upline. So my closest diamond was 7 levels up from me. Not a ton of duplication, all of us just kind of getting going, getting our feet wet at the same time. And I did not know what I was doing, right? I said I signed 3 people up without really knowing that there was a business, without knowing that I was gonna make money back. The first paycheck that I got from Plexus, I kind of joke with people, I thought I was doing something illegal because there was no way that you could make that much money to pay for 5 people for our groceries and for our electric bill the first month. As a mama that had walked away from her teaching job because of our health issues, and we had 5 people living on a dairy farming salary, and I was making vinyl decals in my basement. That first paycheck was huge. And so that started getting my mind going a little bit, started making me realize that, hey, you know, if I could get my products paid for every single month and I could help out with a couple of bills, that would be huge. Guys, what I've realized over the last couple of years is that I've had another limiting belief that because I wasn't taught exactly what to do, and in no fault of anybody else's. So what I want you to do, if this is you, and I'm kind of a squirrel about some topics, but if this is you, if you're thinking, well, I didn't have somebody tell me what exactly to do, so I can't do this. Stop. Again, that's the beauty of Plexus, is that we are a network marketing company that is truly structured in a way that anyone can do this, that anyone will help anyone, and that it is one Plexus. You can go to YouTube. I started doing it. I went to YouTube. I watched every single training video that I could find. I watched videos about the products. And 3 years ago when I started, our website was not like it is now. Do not limit yourself because somebody else didn't tell you exactly what to do. You don't need somebody else to tell you exactly what to do. Is that support nice? Absolutely. And it wasn't that I didn't have people that were supporting me. I just wanted to go faster. And what I had to start doing was looking at that it's a complete blessing, because there are some network marketing companies that are structured in a way that you cannot outrank your upline. The person that sponsored you, if they're not ranking with you, if you don't have balanced buckets and all this other stuff, that you can't rank. That doesn't happen with Plexus. What I personally wanted to put into this was what I was going to get back out of it. And it had nothing to do with an upline, with a sideline, or with even a downline. My team is phenomenal, crazy, amazing, and we have gotten here together. But what I put into this is what I'm going to get back out of it. And I want you to start thinking about that too, and release any feelings that you have about that. The beauty is that somebody can help you get going on this, and they are your connector, and they brought you to this for a reason. Now, what you decide to do with that, that's up to you. That's not on them. Their journey can be completely different. You know, you wouldn't go to one of your downlines and say, hey, you're not working this business, and because you can't work this business, or you're not doing this, or you're not doing that, I'm not gonna go gold, or I'm not gonna go ruby, or I'm not gonna go senior ruby. Flip that script, guys. It's the same thing for your uplines. If you have that limiting belief that because somebody didn't tell you how to do X, Y, or Z, you're using that as an excuse, again, to stay small, to not dream bigger, to not go out and do the work, to not put in the effort. And I don't want that for any person on this journey. I could name 1,000 excuses right now, guys. I could. We all could. But the beauty of our stories is that we can take those excuses and we can see why it's limiting our belief, and we can change them, and we can do something amazing with it. Because I do not believe for 1 second that any person is here on this journey, still watching this video, in a team page, started Plexus products, by mistake. You have a story that somebody else needs to hear. You have a story that is going to create, and this makes me really emotional and super passionate, because you have a story that is going to create a ripple effect for someone else. And is every single person going to believe in you? No. And you don't need them to. What you need is somebody that's willing and ready to hear the message that you have, and you share it with them. And you do it unapologetically, and you do it regardless of all of your excuses. And I want you to run for it. I want you to write down your goals. Not thinking about your town size, not thinking about your bank size, not thinking about who's supporting you or how many uplines you have that are diamond, whatever it is. Today, decide that you are going to rewrite your story, that you are going unapologetically towards your goals, that you are going to have hard days, and that's okay. But it's not okay, guys, to sit in our excuses. It's not okay to stay small. You were made for something so much bigger than you're giving yourself credit for. I truly believe that for every single person. And I want that for you, because this opportunity is unlike anything. I cannot imagine where our family would be with our health, with our finances, with our future goals, had I let those excuses keep me small. And so if those are your excuses, or if those are something else that you have, if you have other excuses, apply those same beliefs, guys. You're worth it. And you can do this. Find your running partners, no matter where they are. Find those people that are going to build you up because you need them, and share your goals, and then run towards them. Cannot wait to see every single one of you in Vegas reaching even further. Have an amazing day.